My name is Riverboat Willie, and I was born down on somewhere Louisiana Bayou, and Riverboat Willie has been all over, man. I've been all over. I've been up there. I've been down there. I've been over here. I've been over there. Just Riverboat Willie, just all over the rivers.
Song stories and superstars. Riverboat Willie.
You know, working at that label, I learned there's Riverboat Willie guys and Bob Dylan guys. And most people are Bob Dylan guys. In fact, I've never met a Riverboat Willie guy.
Quickly identified as a potential prodigy, he was forced to play piano as a child for tips at local dive bars.
Riverboat Willie, originally, I was gonna be Steamboat Slim, but the first time that I had like a job, I was eating regularly, and Riverboat Willie is like, oh, well, I'm too fat to be slim, but I wasn't fat enough for it to be ironic, so I just Riverboat Willie, Riverboat Willie.
At a young age, Riverboat Willie quickly rose to prominence in his high school marching band.
Riverboat Willie was very good at marching band. I played the marching piano, and it was a lot for Riverboat Willie, a little riverboat, pushing the piano and playing it at the same time. I was just a little boy too, just a little boy. Well, as luck would have it, my mom was working above a little hole-in-the-wall bar, like a dive, and she would see different men off of the riverboats. And sometimes she would say, well, that one might be your daddy. And I didn't know what that meant exactly, but when my mom kicked me out of the brothel, that really changed me a little bit. It was, I started, well, first off, I didn't want to play, Riverboat Willie did not want to play no damn piano no more. No, I did not want to push that piano around on the streets. It was too much. That was a baby grand piano. I mean, imagine if it was full-size grand piano. I don't know what, but I got rid of it, yeah. I traded it in for a 5-cent nickel guitar from Sears Roebuck. Yeah. The pawn shop, yeah. Riverboat Willie just started playing songs there.
It's when he landed a door gig at a local watering hole that his life changed forever.
That little roadhouse, turns out one of the regular bouncer, he got too drunk at a different bar that night, and he couldn't make it. And it turns out that the other band that was supposed to play, they got too drunk at the other bar from the night before, and they couldn't play. So there was only one guitar and one person who could play it that I knew of in that car, in that parking lot at that exact time. That was Riverboat Willie. So I went out, I worked at the door guy, took all the money. I was like $10. That was a lot of money back then in Riverboat Willie day. So I wasn't really supposed to be charging admission, but it's just a little scam I would do. I also charged some of them a couple bucks for parking. They didn't like that. But Riverboat Willie is like, all right, well, all these people paid all this money. We got to give them a show. And I started telling the owner of the bar, I was like, man, like, if you don't, I mean, like, these people are going to be angry. You can't play guitar. I'm the only one who can play it. And then the people just, they all got angrier and angrier. And finally, the owner's like, I guess you're going to have to do the show, Riverboat. So I got up there, and I played those songs. And the rest, I guess, is, as they say, is history. There was this fella there. He was like a manager. I guess he'd gotten too drunk to fly or something. And he was so drunk they had to drive him to this bar for him to sober. I don't know how he ended up there. It just made no sense to me. But I was pretty intoxicated when I met him and he handed me a card. And I was like, oh, well, that's a big old Riverboat Willie knows who that is. That's big old publishing, you know. And he signed me on a record deal. And he flew me out to Los Angeles and Nashville and New York City and then Austin, Texas, and Seattle and a bunch of other places, Chicago, New Orleans. And I wrote a bunch of songs, and then the worst thing happened. I could not believe that Bob Dylan would have done that. That story is legendary. Somehow big time publishing screwed up, and Riverboat Willie's song was recorded by Bob Dylan, which was wild because most Bob Dylan songs, he wrote all of them himself. Nobody knows how this happened. I mean, like, Riverboat Willie did not write Bob Dylan songs. Bob Dylan wrote Bob Dylan songs, but somehow this Riverboat Willie song ended up in Bob Dylan's notebook. Bob Dylan recorded the song and released it, and it was a huge hit.
Next up on Songs, Stories, and Superstars, Riverboat Willie takes off his makeup. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is a suicide and crisis lifeline on pretty much every phone. You just call 988. And the 988 lifeline is a national network of local crisis centers that provide free and confidential emotional support to people in suicidal crisis or emotional distress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week here in the United States. There's services for the hearing impaired, non-English speakers, LGBTQ veterans, and it's not just a phone call. You can also do text messages or chat, and you can actually use it for other people who are struggling as well. Like if you think that somebody is going to hurt themselves, you can also call the 988 number. So yeah, 988, spread it around, let people know about it. 988. Riverboat Willie.
You know, back in those days, culture was a little bit different, you know, and people, like my management warned me. They said, I don't know if people are gonna like this, you know, like, you know, like you taking that shoe polish off your face, that's gonna make a big difference, you know, like you taking that makeup off your face gonna make a big difference. Like that shoe polish is kind of part of your identity. I don't know if we can sell your records, Riverboat Willie, without that shoe polish, a little dab at least on your nose. Like, I told him, I'm not gonna do it. Riverboat Willie is no longer putting shoe that goes on shoes, don't go on faces. They call it face paint if it was faces. But with that shoe polish, man, like it just, yeah. Well, it turns out most of my fan base were into my music for the makeup and the racism. Yeah, it did take a little bit to get back, you know, because it just turned out a lot of my fan base did like the racism. The blackface was like a major selling point of my tickets, which explains why I didn't sell no tickets in those northern city slicker places. But the South, they just kept on buying the tickets. Anywhere the riverboat would go, I could sell out. But Dixie, they call it. Well, I tried again. I tried to make another album. I wasn't gonna put that shoe polish back on my face. No, sir. I was done with that. That was something that I was gonna leave in my past with my piano. Well, I told him, I was like, we can't have all them photos out there. That's gonna look bad for TV, and people aren't gonna like me as much. No matter how I actually feel, like we don't want them to see those photos and assume things that could have happened. We started selling all them songs to all them other people. It's like I hadn't written all them songs. Sure, I wasn't playing with no shoe polish on my face no more, no blackface, but I was making them money scale. Like it was going all right. I was still writing good songs, I would say. All right, the biggest problem with Riverboat Willie's songs is that all except for that first one, the chorus was Riverboat Willie, Riverboat Willie, Riverboat Willie or something. And that doesn't work for a chorus. You need a hook. I mean, the lyrics and like the verses are just beautiful. Just I mean, they were perfect. Like out of his brain, just syllable. You didn't have to change anything. But those choruses, they were terrible. Oh my God! Like the verses this man